5. Denali, Alaska. Temperature: minus 73.8 degrees Celsius, sometime between 1950 and 1969. The highest mountain peak in North America is a spectacular, imposing sight, towering more than 6,000 meters above sea level. It's also a climber's paradise, but you'll need an exceptional base layer if you're thinking about an ascent. A weather station placed close to the summit recorded the coldest temperature on record in the United States in 2003, a frosty minus 73.8 degrees Celsius. Once known as Mount McKinley, the U.S. government reverted its official name to Denali, the name used by the Koyukon people, who inhabit the area around the mountain. 6. Verkhoyansk, Russia. Temperature: minus 69.8 degrees Celsius, February 1892. Home to around 1,000 people, this Russian town sits within the Arctic Circle and is one of the places considered the northern pole of cold, where the coldest temperatures have ever been recorded in the northern hemisphere. Its unique climate is created by an area of cold, dense air called the Siberian High. The area is prone to temperature inversions, pockets where temperatures actually rise with altitude. Incredibly, Verkhoyansk regularly sees summer temperatures higher than 30 degrees Celsius. The town is host to some of the greatest temperature fluctuations between winter and summer anywhere on Earth. And we think the UK is changeable. 7. Klink Research Station, Greenland. Temperature: minus 69.4 degrees Celsius, December 1991. Greenland, the largest island in the world, is sparsely populated, owing to a gigantic ice sheet that covers much of its land. Setting up weather stations in this inhospitable climate involves intrepid scientists traversing the terrain on snowmobiles with their instruments in tow. Worth it, though. As well as vital climate science, these stations have recorded some of the most extreme conditions in the northern hemisphere. The Klink Research Station sits close to the highest point on the ice sheet, exposed to the worst of the dry, cold continental climate. 8. Oymyakon, Russia. Temperature: minus 67.8 degrees Celsius, February 1933. Sometimes referred to as the coldest permanently inhabited settlement on Earth, we'd love to hear estate agents try to sell this corner of rural Russia. Home to less than 1,000 people, it's situated between two valleys, which trap cold winds between them, intensifying the conditions. Frozen throughout the winter, apparently local schools only close when temperatures dip below minus 55 degrees Celsius. 9. North Ice, Greenland. Temperature: minus 66.1 degrees Celsius, January 1954. Established by the British North Greenland Expedition in 1952, this research station was originally reached on dog sleds before military aircraft dropped supplies and instruments for a team of explorers and scientists to use. The temperature reading taken in 1954 was, at the time, the coldest ever recorded in the Northern Hemisphere. The expedition carried out broad research that included geology, seismology, physiology and glaciology. 10. Snag, Yukon, Canada. Temperature: minus 62.7 degrees Celsius, February 1947. Lying in a bowl-shaped valley in Yukon, Canada, Snag is a now abandoned village where a record low temperature was recorded during an unusual winter in the 1940s. The extreme cold caused locals to report their breath freezing midair as they exhaled and falling to the ground as a white dust. Stranger still, they found that sounds carried much further in the cold, dense air, with voices being heard several miles from their source.